Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are, my friends. This is Mr. JB coming at you on December 31st. Yeah, December 31st, 2015. It's the last day of the year. We're getting ready to wrap up the year. We're going to kick off 2016. We're going to make some magic happen. I figured, given the momentum of the occasion, that it was worthy of a video. It's been a while. I miss you guys. That's the truth. You pop into mind quite frequently. Although I'll be honest, I'm befuddled at the differences. And I was just reflecting on what are the differences of being a CEO and a CMO. In my previous career, in my last business, I realize now that even though I had the title of CEO, I was nothing more than a glorified project manager, chief marketing officer. I ran a marketing team and I managed a lot of projects. That is so vastly different than being CEO. It has blown my mind how different it is, and it's just like two different parts of like your brain. Like my day is just spent so immersed in business plans and pro formas and decks and investor decks and a lot of marketing stuff, scripts, and but also compensation plans and legal and everything under the sun, accounting, and just God, future plan. I mean, it's insane how different it is. So my brain, it doesn't think the same way it used to. It doesn't. It takes me a while to sort of get back into the mode of, I guess, being forward facing, because I'm actually quite internal facing at this point, developing a company versus building an audience. It's very different, shockingly different, in fact. In any case, I wanted to take this moment to reflect on 2015's lessons, because there's no doubt that given the experiences I'm having, which I can't even begin to talk about, it's going to have to come out in a book. It's just too early. But what the hell has happened for me in 2015, I am just like, what the hell? Where did that come from? Stuff that I just could have never anticipated, expected, challenges I've had to go through, a human being I've needed to become, a sense of just surrender and faith and everything all in one that I never could have anticipated. It's been an insane, wild, crazy, almost like how the hell, if I had known what I was getting into prior to getting into it, I don't know, man. I don't know if I would have did it. It's been one of those years. And so how could there not be immense learning that's inside a year like that? And the challenge is going to be summing it up into this brief little video that imparts some value and wisdom to you that you can utilize for your own life or for your own mindset or your own entrepreneurial journey in some way, for your own business in some way. That's the challenge. So I think I want to start by saying that if you are like the rest of us human beings and you get excited about your vision or an idea, maybe you don't have a great vision, but you had an idea and it was achieving financial freedom through network marketing or online marketing or something, then you got excited about it and you allowed yourself to dream and vision. If you're like most human beings, you're very good at being optimistic and terrible at predicting the unknowns and accurately assessing the difficulty of whatever task you've just chosen to do. Oh my God, we are so bad at predicting the difficulty of our visions. Often that is the case. And so, if there's one thing I've learned this year, it's that the bigger your vision is, the more difficult that challenge is too. Just by the way, the bigger your vision is, the insanely more difficult the challenge is. Yet, nonetheless, if you're starting out for the first time, this is the first time you've ever created independent success. You've created something by your own hands, by your own willpower and vision and force and network and mind and skills. You didn't go to work for somebody. They didn't set it up for you. You created it. If this is the first time you've created success for yourself and reached the pinnacle of your own personal success, then it's the most difficult thing you've probably ever had to do in your life, or one of them. And so I just want to acknowledge that all of us human beings are terrible at predicting how difficult something actually is. We're really bad at it. And then when we actually get into it and we actually start experiencing something brand new that we're trying for the first time, or a new business, or a new model, or whatever it might be, which all of us were at some point, we quickly learn how difficult it is. And in those moments, that's when we're really put to the test. That's when the test happens. And I think that inherent in doing something that hasn't been done before on a personal level, because it's not like a lot of people haven't succeeded in network marketing before. There's lots of businesses. If you're joining a company, there's probably thousands of people who have succeeded before you've done it. But it might be the first time you're doing it. And even if it's the first time you're doing something, whether it's been done before or not, there's still immense uncertainty in what you're doing. There's immense things for you to learn. There's immense things for you to figure out. There's immense things for you to go through that you could not have anticipated or expected. And just the very nature of being an entrepreneur is that you create from nothing. You create something from nothing all the time. And so there's not a defined, predictable path for you to follow. There's not a defined, predictable, well, I know this is going to happen at this date. If something happens at that date, it's because you freaking made it happen. That's why it happened. So, just that level of uncertainty is very jarring to the system. It's extremely jarring, in fact. And it gets more jarring, I can promise you, the bigger your vision is and the more that you take on and the more you're responsible for. Having invested over $1 million personally into my own company in 24 months, and raising money from lots of friends and great people, I mean, it adds to that level of responsibility the more and more that you take on. And, Jesus, pioneering a model that truly hasn't been done before and figuring out how to adapt things, that also adds to uncertainty. So I can actually speak from real experience. I'm speaking to you from some genuine experience right now of what this last year was when I share this insight with you, this lesson with you. So when we started 6 months ago, our beta, never mind 24 months ago when we started the company, there really was no precedent for what we're doing. We're taking a brand new product that has never existed inside direct sales before, that requires about 20 to 25 people to touch it by the time it actually turns into a customer installation on somebody's house, that has all these nuances that there's no precedent for it. And even though in theory it sounds like, well, why not? Just apply it to direct selling. Well, come to find out there's a million nuances even to direct sales. And there's all sorts of types of direct sales. There's direct sales for this type of product. There's direct sales for this type of product. Then there's network marketing. There's recruiting models, selling models. There's different types of distributors that are familiar with which type of model is appropriate for this product or that product. Holy shit, where did all these nuances come from? I thought it was just direct sales. I thought it was just, no, not even close. And then there's figuring out how to create compensation models that get everybody paid here and there, and there's some products models and what to do with challenges and what to do with utilities and, when this happens and that happens, and it's just like, holy crap. So yeah, okay, I get it. I get why no one's done this before. It's hard. It's crazy hard. And so, here's what I've learned about uncertainty. And I hope that this helps you. I hope that this allows you, it gives you something to make it through uncertainty yourself, to power forward as an entrepreneur in your own life. What I've learned is that we develop a tolerance. We develop there's a skill at dealing with uncertainty. And the greater your skill at being uncertain and dealing with uncertainty and not losing your center and losing your balance and becoming a total spastic case, the more powerful of an entrepreneur you actually are, and the more you can actually create something from nothing, because that's when everything is going to be the most uncertain, when you're truly doing something for the first time, something from nothing. At the beginning of the year, there was so much uncertainty. I was a nutcase. I mean, we were, literally we were torn between $2 billion companies. There was all sorts of contractual things occurring. There was this, there was that, there was everything under the sun. Massive uncertainty. And then the financing of things, massive uncertainty. The development of technology and timelines, massive uncertainty. It was just uncertainty. And so I was more or less put into I was being forged in the fire, my ability to, whether I could even deal with it or not, continue to show up every day. And I think that that's also very important, that if we don't have a really compelling reason to show up every day, then that uncertainty will crush you. There's no doubt about it. Depending on how difficult the uncertainty is. If it's very minimal, you're not risking much, whatever, well, then maybe it won't crush you. But if you're really going for something in life and it's highly uncertain, and you're trying really hard, then I'm telling you, it helps to have an extremely compelling reason why are doing what you're doing, because that's about the only thing that's powerful enough to make it through all that uncertainty. So even though I was crumbling in a lot of ways under the uncertainty, or certainly buckling, there was lots of pressure coming through, I continued to show up every day. Just show up, show up, show up, show up. In fact, I fought harder and harder and harder and harder. The more uncertain it got, the harder I fought. The more uncertain it got, the harder I fought. And so, here's what I learned. Somehow, you don't need to know or even have all the answers. In fact, the answers may not even exist. You might be the person that comes up with the answer that no one else has ever come up with. That very well may be you. And that's normal. That's okay. Nothing actually needs to exist prior to you setting out on your adventure of creating massive success as an entrepreneur. What needs to exist is that you show up every single day. Guys, I'm not shitting you. 12 months ago, there was nothing. We were pioneering a model from nothing, figuring something out that there were so many holes. There were so many things that needed to be figured out. It was impossible to even predict or estimate what those things could be. But what I've observed is that every day, when you show up, somehow the answers just come. Somehow the solutions just happen. Somehow you just figure it out. Somehow your mind creates a new model, or your mind pivots and discovers something else, or it goes and it finds an answer from some person over from your past, or it networks 5 generations away from you, and that person has a clue that, shows up and helps you do this or helps you do that. I'm not shitting you. Every single thing that we've needed to solve our model, which is unprecedented uncertainty for me personally. I would imagine for most people watching this, and even in the world, it's probably up there with things that need to be solved, and yet the answers just show up. They're just there. They just happen. And it's a byproduct of you showing up every single day. And the more that you show up every single day, committed and consistent to your vision, committed and consistent to what you see for the world that you need to create, that you need to be for your business, the more you show up every single day committed to that, what happens is you begin to understand that uncertainty is just part of the process, that it's actually not even something to fear so much, that it's okay. And it's especially okay when you're doing something new. But there's this real certainty. There's actually a great certainty inside of showing up every day. There's a certainty that begins to form, and it's gotten stronger and stronger and stronger in me, that I don't actually need all the answers. It doesn't all need to make sense right now, because as long as I'm me and I'm applying my will, my intelligence, my intellect, my energy, my talent, my vision, my network, my skills on a daily basis, if I'm putting the energy in and showing up on a daily basis, then that is actually the creative force. That's actually what creates everything. And it will figure out the answer to uncertainty. It'll figure out the answer to whatever else. And so for me, there's begun to just, this confidence deepens a little bit. Oh, okay. Even in the face of massive uncertainty, there's a great certainty in witnessing how just showing up every day and applying everything I just discussed is actually the answer to success. It's actually the solution of everything. It's actually the most important thing there is, period. And that is success. That whatever future you think you need, or whatever future certainty you think you need, that's all bullshit. The only thing that's success is showing up every single day and applying 1,000,000% of whatever you have to apply. That's success. And there's a real freedom in that. There's a real power in that. There's a strength in that that will make you unstoppable. And no matter what uncertainty you're going through, no matter what new challenges you take on, be assured be confident that when you show up every day in the exact way I just described, it will happen. And, that's your job. Your job is to know that, to understand that, to live that, and to never falter. You're not allowed to falter. If your vision is important enough, if your compelling reason is important enough, then you have to show up every day. You cannot falter. And that is the answer that you're looking for, that anyone looking to create success is looking for. And I watch that unfold every day. So I hope this helps you as you embark on a new year, 2016, as you ponder what is it you're going to take on this year. How are you going to change the freaking world, to change your life, to change your family's life, to change the lives of the people in your community? As you ponder what this new year is going to bring to you, may you dare to be a little bit bolder. Try something new. Go for it. Go for it. Freaking massively huge. Why the hell not? We're all going to die anyway. Go for it. See what you're capable of and head into that uncertainty. Head into that with the resolute knowingness that when you show up every single day with everything you got, that's all you need to do. There's nothing else to do. Just do that. And the answers come, I promise you. And don't be afraid. Apply. Apply, 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 apply yourself. And showing up fully means showing up fully. Doesn't mean you can sit in your desk. It means you need to show the F up fully and do things that challenge you in ways you might not even want to be challenged. You probably don't. It's no option. It's burning the boats. There is no plan B. There's only plan A. That's what showing up fully means to me. If you're doing anything cheaper than that, then I can't promise this will work for you. But if you're truly doing that, then I promise it'll work for you. All right, my friends, I wish you so much love and massive success in 2016. I will do my best to stay in touch and share whatever it is that I might be going through whenever I can. But just know that it's a lot more difficult nowadays. And I miss you guys, and I'm always thinking of you. All right, ciao.